Okay, how's it going? We got some kind of cool, exciting stuff to talk about today.
Some video game news.
More positive.
Yes.
And that, no controversial stuff.
No.
We're going to talk about some upcoming games that we're excited about, and you know, this is on page 2. I'm getting off of page 1 because there's some games on that page I want to talk about too. But for time reasons,
yeah, we're only going to do 5 right now.
We're only going to do 5. The first one I want to get into, and what I do want to mention, is when I show these trailers, if there is volume, I'm going to mute it and have my voiceover on it because I don't want any copyright music or anything like that on it.
Yeah.
So I'll show part of the trailer, or maybe the whole trailer while we're talking, after we talk about the description of the game.
Yeah.
So let's just get into the first game.
Go ahead.
The Last of Us 2. On my article it says release date to be determined. This was written 13 days ago, so almost 2 weeks ago. Maybe it's changed. I don't think so. But as far as this article is concerned...
While you're talking about that, I'll look that up and see if it's changed. Go ahead.
But The Last of Us 2, it's by Naughty Dog. We know that. It's a sequel to
of course,
the first Last of Us.
Yeah, the first Last of Us.
I'm thinking that's Ellie in the picture right here. And then Joel, I'm pretty sure still in the game. Why it's so interesting, they go in a little bit of description, so I'll mention this stuff because the world is split as to whether The Last of Us ever needed a sequel in the first place.
That could be debated.
That could be debated, but people still wanted it.
But Naughty Dog's so good at making games, I think it'll be fine.
Of course, there was plenty of Apocalypse still to tell the story of. For some reason that threw me off. Of course, there was still plenty of Apocalypse still to tell the story of, but did we need to see what Joel and Ellie did next?
I've seen some rumors about, the first trailer that came out for The Last of Us 2. I'm not sure which trailer are you going to play.
All right, just a second, let me finish this description. Okay. Well, we're about to find out, and it's not going to be pretty. Confirmed to take place partly in Seattle, The Last of Us Part 2 hasn't revealed much story, but plenty of brutal violence as humanity attempts to survive. Yeah, that's 5 years after Joel and Ellie's original outing. She looks a lot older than just 5 years have passed.
Yes. Well, how old was she in the original? 14?
In case you hadn't worked it out, survival isn't easy and empathy looks like it's at an all-time low. So it's like, it's gotten worse.
Yes.
So I think you're right, I think she was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Let's look at the trailer. Now, I'm going to take the volume off.
That's fine. Yeah, you want to avoid anything.
And you're just going to hear my voice over the top of it, and you can see what's going on for yourself. It's of course referencing things that happened back in the first Last of Us.
Yeah.
It sounds like this game is a lot more brutal than the first one.
Yes.
Which
trailer? I can't see Cody's computer. Which trailer is playing?
I don't know. It's one of the first trailers.
Is it the one where they're going through the house and the guitar's playing?
No, there's like flashbacks in it.
Okay.
And she's reflecting back on like what he did. Now in this trailer he's really sick, and she's trying to take care of him. So maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe he's gotten. It's only 5 years, but he's gotten a lot older.
He was already old anyway.
He was already old,
especially in a world like that. I will say the original trailer, there was a lot of rumors. People were talking about, is Joel actually alive? Is he already dead? Is it just Ellie? So
that is a good question because in some of the trailers it looked like he was.
Because it never showed his face.
No. It does show him.
But it was kind of like almost like they were trying to hide it a little bit with lighting and things like that. But who knows? Naughty Dog's good. If they don't do anything else good in games, they do tell good stories.
I mean, you remember the Uncharted?
Yeah, I had never played the Uncharted before, and I remember you told me to play the 4, and it was one of my favorite games. It's still one of my favorite games.
So I don't know. I mean, to me, it looks like a lot of what's going on in this game. I've looked at a little bit of the trailer. It's showing like a flashback of what's going on. It's kind of catching up to current events, and it looks like she's trying to take care of him. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe he's messed up.
I'm almost 100% sure Ellie's going to be the playable character in this game. They might, at the very beginning, they might have you play as Joel, but I feel like as the game definitely moves on, and you're going to be playing as Ellie.
And of course, there's always a big debate around whether or not what he did.
Yeah, was it the right thing? Was it the wrong thing?
Was it selfish? Yes, it definitely was selfish.
It was selfish.
But
But I can see why he would do it. Do you agree with him doing it or not? That's your
the
decision
debate.
on what you
Yeah.
you know what you think. All I can say is with the stuff that happened to Joel throughout the whole game, I can understand why he did what he did. Would I have done the same thing? I don't know. But I can understand why he did it.
And again, it shows her by the bed playing the guitar, and he's standing there talking to her. So I think he is in the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think
He's going to be more of a back seat type of role.
that's what we think.
That's what I think anyway.
And I think this is the original, is one of the original scenes. And yeah, she looks a lot older in this.
Yeah. She has I don't know if it's a tattoo or if that's like the disease doing something to her.
I have no idea.
Something.
But I'm really excited about it because Naughty Dog makes really good.
I love the first game. I bought a PlayStation 3 just for the game.
You bought it just for that?
Because I remember we had 360s before, and I'd always seen The Last of Us, and I always wanted to play it. So I went and got a used PlayStation 3 just to play it. Now, obviously, I played other games on it, but originally I bought it specifically to play that game.
Now, of course, there's other games on here. Psychonauts 2 is kind of cool, but I feel like there's other stuff I kind of want to talk about.
Yeah.
We got the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep. Which is the one that a lot of people, it's been in development, a lot of people have been waiting on it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I like the Final Fantasy
Do you have a
games.
trailer pulled up?
I don't.
No, actually, if you don't mind, I'm going to have you pull it up because you know more about Final Fantasy than I do.
Okay, so
I'm just going to let you talk about this because I don't...
Okay, now this is, I'm going to pull it up full screen so I can see it better. This is how the original game started. It's kind of started how the original game started, where they're on the train. I'm sure they're going into their mission to, why can't I remember anything? It's been so long since I played Final Fantasy VII. I can't remember the name of the corporation.
There's Cloud.
Yeah, Cloud. I'm trying to remember everybody's name. Barrett. Barrett was one of my favorite characters from the original. He has the cool gun arm.
Yeah.
Another character, I don't know if they're going to be in the trailer. I'll talk about him right now while I'm watching the trailer.
This looks pretty good, man.
It does. I'm really excited for it. It looks a little more open world.
Has this been in development for a while?
It's been in development for a long time. This isn't even the teaser that they just released. I think this is the older trailer. But there was a character named Vincent.
I remember it, yes.
One of my favorite, kind of like a vampire type character. He was really cool. If you never watched the Final Fantasy VII movie, the animated movie they did, it's really good too.
Who's that bigger?
I think he's just one of the people that's part of their group that's trying to take down. See, I can't remember. It's been so long since I played. I can't remember the organization names. And I'm wondering if this is how it's even going to look. See, the way it has attack, magic, and things like that on the side.
It's not turn-based.
It reminds me a lot of... No, it doesn't look turn-based. It reminds me a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Is what it reminds me.
You have attacks that you can pick, and you move while you're attacking.
Yeah, so it's more of a action RPG, is what it would be. There's the boss. Tifa is a cool character. I was hoping they would show some of the other characters, but it doesn't look like they are. See, this is all the beginning of the game. This is all the beginning of the original game.
Yeah, it looked like they just had Cloud and Barrett.
Yeah, Cloud and Barrett were there.
I'll just let you talk about this too.
Okay, so this is the state of play that just came out, that the Sony state of play.
So the one we showed...
That's Aerith here.
I remember
this
her.
Looks really good. Now here's some of the stuff from the original trailer. So you can see that's Barrett was there, and I like how they have you traversing the environment.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. Why can't I think of the organization's name? There's Aerith. Yeah, her death. Well, in the original.
Oh, from Sarah.
Her death was a big thing from Sephiroth. Yeah. Look at the way this looks. See, I can't tell. I think you're right. I think it's good. Yeah, it is. You can tell by the way it's playing. It's more action-based, like an action RPG, where you move around and fight and things like that. A lot of this is from the original trailer. There was a couple of other characters mixed in. Not very long, 1 minute and 12 seconds. There's Sephiroth. Just showed the back of him. But I like the way it's looking. I like the way they have you traversing the environment. It kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy 13 a little bit. They still haven't released a lot of footage yet. I personally trust the Japanese game developers.
And I said I was going to mention the description first, but I mean, I was going to let you talk about it because a lot of people know what Final Fantasy VII is.
Yes. Now this is, and of course, a game that a lot of people have been waiting on. This has been in development. The remake has for years and years and years, and people have been wanting it to come out. And it looks like they're finally going to be getting it out. So,
now let's look at Death Stranding. This game is creepy and weird, which I kind of like.
Yep.
Of
course, it has Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Daryl's in it. Genre, your guess is as good as ours. What is it? Kojima and Norman Reedus team up for an interesting and mysterious collaboration in Death Stranding, which is probably going to be pretty cool, involving babies and breached whales. Why it's so interesting?
Okay.
Sure, we don't have any actual gameplay yet, but we do have plenty of in-engine footage of exactly what happens when Hideo Kojima gets to play in a mocap studio with Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen. Death Stranding is incredibly still largely mystery. Remember when Kojima was talking about sticks? But thanks to last year's Game Awards, we know there are babies, invisible creatures, sentient AI, and Reedus plays a man called Sam.
Let's put it this way.
Best to check out our trailer breakdown and see.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
They have a picture here. Go ahead. I'm getting ready to play the trailer.
Let's just put it this way. Hideo Kojima is the one who made Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid storyline. If you like it or not, whatever. I could never get into it, but it's kind of wacky and out there. So this is going to be.
But for the people that like it, I can understand.
Yes.
Seems like a really good game.
Yeah.
Here's the trailer. Shows Norman Reedus walking there. Video lagged a little bit. I have no. What in the world is this guy? He's carrying a dude on his back. Looks a little crippled. There's some weird dude with a skeleton mask.
I will say something. This guy is Hideo Kojima is getting some really good type of like actors and stuff like that. He's got Troy Baker in it. He's the one who did Joel's voice in The Last of Us, and he's doing a character in it.
What in the world is going on here?
I don't know. It's confusing. I watched the trailer before.
I mean, all you gotta do is pull out your crossbow and shoot it.
Of course, Guillermo del Toro's been connected to this as well.
That's cool.
Which is really cool.
So they're like controlling it. They have like these weird like hook arms on their back that like control things or something.
The title, Death Stranding, is a reference to cetacean stranding. Is that how you say it? Beaching, basically. Like whales and dolphins get beached and strand themselves on land. So it's kind of a reference to that. I don't know exactly where he's going with it. I'm excited to see where he goes with it because that guy's mind is crazy, and I love it.
In a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077, a game that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, we're both big fans of The Witcher.
I really love CD Projekt Red.
Yes.
Let's see. It's an action RPG. CD Projekt Red. Hugely successful Witcher series. The first trailer from Cyberpunk 2077 was the absolute highlight of E3 2018. First-person RPG plays heavy emphasis on personal modding and action, and while it's still as deep as an RPG as you'd expect. I'm assuming because CD Projekt Red made it, it's an action RPG, it's probably going to be really good.
It's probably going to be similar to The Witcher, except probably with guns.
Yes.
Futuristic type.
And they've been working on it for a long time.
They have.
Things like in a city.
Yes.
Like Novigrad on like steroids.
Yeah.
So here's the premiere trailer.
Okay.
That was kind of funny. I felt like I just got trolled right there.
Tell me when you get it started.
Oh, yeah, I already started it.
Okay. I'm on Wikipedia right now, the Cyberpunk Wikipedia page, and it said that over 400 development staff members were working on this game. That exceeded the number of The Witcher 3, so they've got a lot of people working on this game.
I mean, look at how expansive the city is.
Do you want me to kind of talk about, while that's playing, you want me to kind of go into...
Yeah, just go ahead.
It's set 57 years... Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Adapted from the 1988 tabletop game, Cyberpunk 2020, which is cool in itself. It's set 57 years later in a dystopian Night City, California. It's an open world, 6 distinct regions. How many regions did The Witcher 3 have?
About that. With the DLC.
6? Okay.
There were 4 and then, 3.
And then
there
2
were 3
more
main
in
ones.
DLC?
Yeah, there were 3 main ones.
Okay. It's first...
6?
Now, it's going to be a first-person perspective, which is kind of different.
Kind of like a shooter?
Yeah. So you assume the role of a customizable Mercenary V, or Mercenary 5, I'm not sure which one, who can reach prominence in 3 character classes. You have stat upgrades, experience points. VE has an arsenal of ranged weapons and options for melee combat. So it sounds to me like it's just going to be a buffed up version. And the story's probably going to be a little bit better. I mean, I like Deus Ex, but to me it seems like it's going to be a juiced up version of that.
It looks really good, and I'm really excited to see what CD Projekt Red can do with it. The environment looks unbelievable. I mean, once I start playing it, I probably won't be able to stop. But the last one, I'm also really, these last two I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I know you're really excited about this one.
You know, Doom was on the previous page, I think, and I want to talk about that one. I might do it Friday.
Okay.
Actually, we might just do these back to back. Do this and then 5 more games Friday. But Ghost of Tsushima, it's an open world adventure, an open world samurai type game.
Yeah.
Was a highlight for Sony's Bizarre E3 20. Yeah, it was E3 for Sony that year. Was kind of, we saw central character Jin taking on several. It wasn't awful. It was just kind of strange.
Yep.
Mongol enemies while the village is being burned in Japan. The E3 demo finishes with a boss fight. Apparently, there's horse riding stealth. See, I was wondering if, I guess this is going to be like a less, I almost said lesser version of Sekiro, but it's not going to be as, like you're jumping around like in Sekiro.
No,
it's going to be like,
it's more. And I remember when it first. I remember I was watching E3 when they were showing this game. And I'm not somebody who sits down and just watches E3. But when they showed the environments and the way they filmed it, and it looked like filmed it like old school samurai films where they had like the setting sun in the background and the 2 shadows of the guys that were getting ready to face off. It looks
really good.
Beautiful. Looks beautiful.
I mean, and here's Tsushima, Japan.
Yeah, it's based off of the Mongol invasion in 1274.
I mean, look at this environment.
It does. It looks unbelievable.
And I just love Asian culture to begin with. It's
especially Japanese culture in particular.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of.
That looks real, James. It looks real. Now, some of these games are to be determined. Do you think they're waiting for the next gen? Is that a discussion?
It's possible. I remember them talking about this game in particular when they were doing it at E3, and they were talking about. But the developer of that said he wanted to get this out for the previous generation, or for this generation now.
That looks like The Last Samurai.
I was looking at this company that's making this, Sucker Punch. They made a Sly Cooper series for PlayStation 2, which was really fun. Infamous for the PlayStation 3.
That was a good game. Did they make? That was on PS4 too, when Infamous Second Son.
Yeah. So they're considered one of Sony's platformer trio, which includes Naughty Dog and Insomniac and Sucker Punch. So it's
okay. So Sony product. Yeah, so it's probably going to be really.
It's a Sony owned company.
It's going to be good.
Yes.
Sony always has really good production. Was that you?
No, I think something fell in there.
Sony always has really good production quality. The graphics look unreal. And
I don't know what else to say about the.
I'm just looking at the game.
Yeah.
I think that was a newer trailer.
It's something you can just look at and you can just sit down and look at it.
It looks really good. You know, those were 5 quick games that I wanted to get into.
Yeah.
Talk about. There's not really much else to talk about.
No.
I mean, we can go to the first page. I might look at Psychonauts 2. And at the bottom it said some of these games might come out PS5.
Okay.
It did say that. Blood and Truth, that's a VR game. Control, I was kind of Shenmue 3, heard about Borderlands 3, Star Wars Fallen Order. You got Skull and Bones, it's a pirate game, looks kind of cool. Of course, I want to look at Doom, the Doom trailer.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. Just a bunch of cool games getting ready to come out that I'm really excited for. I guess there's not much else to talk about.
That's it.
I mean, I guess make sure to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
If you like our content.
Always do that.
If you don't anyway, just like, just to help us out if you want to.
Or share it if you want.
Yeah. Leave us a comment, letting us know what you think, letting us know what you think.
Yeah,
Leave
and
us a
tell us
comment.
games you're excited
Yeah,
about.
tell us games you're excited about. Let us know what you think about the games we mentioned here today. Our social media is going to be down in the description below.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. And
Thanos is gonna beam us
yeah, we
out.
didn't do it for the first video.
Ready?